Who said we're not getting that? Who said we're not getting that? You've essentially read 2 fucking paragraphs of whatever this plot leak is, which may not even be true. This may be all bullshit. I said it might be spoiler, maybe not. But you've read 2 paragraphs of what, a 6-episode series? Let's assume 6 episodes is more than 2 fucking paragraphs. This Organized Chaos video is brought to you by Gems Art Studio. This video is also brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you. I guess spoiler warning. I'll put this as the teaser. This series, like if this plot leak's true, I think it actually sounds cool. But potential spoiler warning, because this sounds pretty cool. Hello again. This video will be coming out on the same day that the Obi-Wan Kenobi series gets released on Disney+. So I thought, hey, what's that Star Wars girl up to? And I just remembered a video that I've been seeing being promoted to me a lot. The Kenobi plot leaks, bait and switch confirmed. Essentially, a thumbnail says the same thing. And I think it's interesting because it has Obi-Wan as like the bait and X over him, and then this black woman as a green check and switch. As I recall, in this trailer, it really seems like she's probably the villain. Like, I think she has a red lightsaber, so I think she's the villain. So that would be an interesting bait and switch. But before I dive right into it, I want to go ahead and talk about the bait and switch these guys have been talking about a lot. So apparently, you may have missed it. Doctor Strange was not the main character in Doctor Strange 2. You might have missed it with all his arcs and all his screen time, but he was not actually the main character. The main character was Wanda, because she has the same arc as Dr. Octopus in Spider-Man 2. But that makes her the main character, okay? No, it was a bait and switch. It was actually a Wanda movie, despite the fact she's the villain. Shut up. It was a bait and switch. Just like Moon Knight. Moon Knight was the Layla series, even though she wasn't in 2 episodes. And it was very much about Moon Knight and Mark and Steven. Shut up. Shut up. That was a bait and switch. It was totally about Layla. 100%. Just like Thor Ragnarok. Remember Thor Ragnarok? Wasn't that a fun movie? Well, if I told you that was actually a bait and switch. And actually, Valkyrie was the main character of that movie. Didn't you realize Valkyrie was the main character of that movie? Despite the fact that Thor is the one that has arc and has the most screen time. That shit doesn't matter. Despite the fact Thor has to take on Hela. That shit doesn't matter because Valkyrie was the main character of Thor Ragnarok. Didn't you realize that? Didn't you realize that was a bait and switch? These arguments drive me the fuck nuts too. No, these are not bait and switch. Use this logic. Like I already brought up, Dr. Octopus would be the main character in Spider-Man 2 because he was the one that saved the day in the end. Granted, he's also the one that fucked things up and put himself in a situation where he had to fucking die to resolve things, but whatever. Logic doesn't make sense to these people. They can't handle logic. So let's see what Star Wars Girl says about the Obi-Wan Kenobi bait and switch here. Let's see.
What's up all my York Souls, droids, and Wookiees? It's Anna, also known as that Star Wars Girl, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over the leaks that came out for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series that's going to be streaming on Disney+. Now, for those of you that are new here, that are new to my channel, my content, you might not know who I am. I am that Star Wars Girl. My name is Anna, and I have been covering Star Wars news here on my channel ever since I had to sit through that terrible catastrophe called The Last Jedi, and I put my video out, and,
God, people freak out about Last Jedi. Last Jedi, I still stand by that movie. I still enjoy that movie quite a bit. Hell of a lot better than Rise of Skywalker. I still would like to live in the universe where they did Duel of the Fates instead of Rise of Skywalker. Because Duel of the Fates looked kind of cool. That being said, Colin Trevorrow's not great. But still, be interested to see what happens. Last Jedi, people freak out about too goddamn much. Is it perfect? No, of course not. Very few movies are fucking perfect. In fact, I could nitpick all movies to oblivion quite easily. Doesn't mean they deserve it. Last Jedi is good. It tackles some issues that most Star Wars movies don't tackle. Like, listen, the Finn Rose thing in the casino planet was iffy. It was definitely, in my opinion, the weakest part. But one of the parts in that scene, or that, in that plotline that I do like, is when they meet up with DJ, Benicio del Toro. And he talks about how, you know, the wealthy are in this planet, and they sell weapons to both the rebels and to the First Order. And they're just getting rich no matter who. They're getting rich on war. I think that's an interesting thing to explore. They don't do anything else with that. And granted, I was expecting them to expand on it in the next movie, not so much in this one. But they don't do anything else with that, and that's frustrating. I personally really like the idea that Rey is not related to anybody. I like the idea that Rey just being Rey. I think that's awesome. But then they made her a Palpatine, and it just doesn't work as well anymore. But okay.
You know, people have been watching ever since. Now, my channel is shadow banned, so you probably, if you're new here, probably haven't seen my stuff before.
It's shadow banned. You know, your stuff is... It didn't take me long to start going down a little rabbit hole here to find your stuff, so it's not shadow banned at all.
I just give my honest 2 cents and takes on things. I've loved Star Wars my entire life, so just take that in mind. When I do this breakdown, it is going to be my opinions based on the knowledge of Star Wars that I have, and then looking at this thing for face value. These leaks haven't been, you know, confirmed by Disney. Obviously, that would be very dumb of them. So take it all with a grain of salt. And with all that being said, let's get into those leaks. All right, everyone. So I have my Twitter pulled up, and this is the tweet where I...
Yeah, I should be used to this. I should probably move my thing aside. It's probably blocking that. Doop-doo. Here we go. That should work.
Just kind of showed screenshots of bits and pieces of the leaks that I saw. There's obviously more out there. My really good friend, the one and only, the most handsome man on the internet, Drunk 3PO, did a really good video on the leaks, and I will link that below in the description of this video. And also, everything that I'm going to be showing you is linked down below in the description of this video. But so he kind of talked about the ending leak, which I actually haven't been able to find. So... whoever sent it to Drunk, I mean, he's got amazing sources on Disney stuff. So I again, just go watch this video and he will give you a breakdown, a more in-depth of what I'm going to give you right now. It's basically... it's a bait and switch, which is what everyone... the second I saw the trailer... the second I think everyone in the world saw the trailer for Kenobi, it was very obvious that this was going to be a very big bait and switch episode. Let me pull up Drunk's thumbnail because he has the picture of her. It's going to be about this, you know, strong, independent woman, even though it's a series about Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay, who is Drunk 3PO? Let's find this out. And number 2, I don't think it's... I don't even fully understand what they mean by bait and switch anymore, because they use it so much, doesn't mean anything. No, fuck it. I saw they have a Twitter. We're going to look at some of their tweets. I actually find that actually gives you an idea of the person. Part of Geeks and Gamers, which I have heard of. I've not seen any of their stuff yet. Inspired by Gina Carano's Expo Tour. Oh, okay. Not a good sign, but it doesn't mean anything. This is V... Okay, this is interesting. This is V. Morday, a made-up Star Wars character as opposed to other Star Wars characters, right? A made-up Star Wars character that walks around Galaxy's Edge as a resistance spy. She's coming to the Mandalorian. How would that be possible? She's in the sequel time period. Star Wars laughing face. I'm really confused. Who is this character? Like, okay, so it has the, what is that? It's the multicolor flag. Is that the Alliance flag? Like lesbian alliance, or not even necessarily lesbian alliance. Pride flag. Pride, yeah, that's pride flag. That's a pride flag. So it has the pride flag behind it. So is this supposed to be like a gay Star Wars character? Whatever. So she never cared for anyone, man or woman, in a sexual way. So she's asexual. And that's it. That's it. That's it. We're upset because of an asexual character might be on The Mandalorian. Oh boy. Oh boy. You know, this is definitely warning sign stuff. This isn't the worst stuff I've ever seen, but this is not promising.
It's going to be about a strong, independent woman, and she's going to be the one that actually saves the day and does all of that fun stuff, which is like...
Well, here's the deal. If she's going to be a bait and switch, like in Doctor Strange 2, like in Moon Knight, like in Thor, Ragnarok, then that's not a bait and switch. It's a bait and switch as much as Dr. Octopus was the hero in Spider-Man 2. It's not a bait and switch. It's just a character besides the main character who also has stuff going on in an arc. I mean, that's the thing. Like, she had a red lightsaber in that trailer. So I'm assuming she's the fucking villain. And it's possible she has a turnaround at the end. Sure. That doesn't make her the fucking hero. That doesn't make her the protagonist.
Like, oh yay, we were told we were going to get an Obi-Wan Kenobi show, and instead we're getting whoever the heck this chick is. So it says Moses Ingram, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Reva, is initially dismissed by the Grand Inquisitor when she claims to send Obi-Wan on Tatooine. But she's smarter than her boss gives her credit for. Of course, because she's a strong, independent woman.
Jeez, what is your problem? Like, she keeps on saying strong, independent woman. What's your problem with a strong, independent woman? What is wrong with that inherently? Because you're saying that like there's something wrong with that. Now, if your argument is, oh, they're frequently poorly written, argue against the ones that are poorly written. We're talking about a character who hasn't even been premiered yet. Well, I guess by the time I release this, it'll be premiered. But it hasn't even been premiered yet. And you're already criticizing her for being a strong, independent woman. When, on the very face of it, being a strong, independent woman is absolutely fine. There is nothing wrong with that. At all. Now, if it's poorly written, then that's a whole different issue. But who cares if it's a strong, independent woman? Good. We need more of that in media.
The villain has managed to figure out that Ben Kenobi had been hiding on the planet to protect Anakin Skywalker's son, Luke. And after his final battle with Darth Vader, Obi-Wan races home to stop her from harming him. Oh, yay.
So yeah, it sounds like she's the villain. She's the villain. Okay, she's smarter than her boss, but she's the fucking villain.
So yeah, it's all about strong, independent women, and for those that don't...
Who's a villain?
No, I have the actual Obi-Wan Kenobi IMDb pulled up so you guys can see. So yes, it is her. She's Inquisitor Reva, who's supposed to be the third sister that was never shown in like the Clone Wars or Rebels and all that fun stuff. So let's continue. The site has no intel on what Reva has planned for the boy, but when Jedi Master arrives, he finds Owen and Beru subdued by the Sith Inquisitor and Luke watching on as she stands in front of him, lightsaber ignited, remembering her own traumatic childhood and an awful life she's had inflicted on her. Reva is unable to kill or take the child and instead leaves the planet with her humanity intact. So it's been alluded to that she was one of the younglings that Anakin almost killed when...
Well, I guess spoilers here potentially. Okay, so maybe this is like a Padawan that Obi-Wan has to take under his wing. Maybe he can... that'd actually be interesting because of how poorly Anakin turned out. Then he's going to take another Padawan under his wing, and he's going to be scared to death about training her after how Anakin... I like that story. I like that a lot. And that would be a lot of development for Obi-Wan to have.
He was taken on the Jedi Temple, and then I guess she didn't die, and she, you know, she became an Inquisitor. So it's all about her and saving her.
No, it's not.
Her humanity in an Obi-Wan Kenobi show which has been, you know, very heavily marketed as it's Ewan McGregor returning and Hayden Christensen returning. We're going to get to see Hayden Christensen be Darth Vader and Ewan McGregor play Obi-Wan Kenobi again. But no, instead we're not getting that. We're not getting Obi-Wan training.
Who said we're not getting that? Who said we're not getting that? You've essentially read 2 fucking paragraphs of whatever this plot leak is, which may not even be true. This may be all bullshit. I said it might be spoiler. Maybe not. But you've read 2 paragraphs of what, a 6-episode series? Let's assume 6 episodes is more than 2 fucking paragraphs.
Because in the very end of Revenge of the Sith, Yoda says more training for you on Tatooine. Your old master has returned from the nether realm of the Force, and he needs to teach you this shit. So that way you can become a Force ghost in the original trilogy, and you can teach Luke Skywalker. And it's like, oh, instead of getting Liam Neeson as a Force ghost talking to Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan having to deal with all of the horror that he experienced and the guilt of...
Okay, number one, I haven't heard any word of Liam Neeson coming back for this series. That being said, if he did, that'd be fucking awesome. I'd be all for that. Qui-Gon Jinn's not a great written character, but Liam Neeson does add a gravity to him, which is great. But where do you see it saying that this doesn't happen?
Failing Anakin and basically dooming the galaxy, and his only, mission left in life is to protect Luke, because he's like, I can't fuck this one up. Instead of getting that kind of drama, we're getting, it's a strong, independent woman.
No, this is, okay, so you might be a strong woman, but, it sounds like a woman who's, on a wrong path and kind of, has to reclaim her humanity a bit. And Obi-Wan probably helps her on that path. Assuming this is correct, that's the clear story that this would take. So are you saying that isn't Obi-Wan's story? Because Obi-Wan's going to be hesitant as fuck to take on a mission like that because of how Anakin turned out. So there's a lot you can explore with Obi-Wan. And plus, of course, you're going to have new fucking characters. You always have new characters in every installment of something like this. Every time. Hell, watch Star Trek. Every episode has new fucking characters. You're always going to get new characters. Are you expecting this not to have any new characters? Are you expecting the new characters to have no impact whatsoever? Because they will. Usually that's a driving force. You meet a new person, something fucking happens.
And saving her humanity instead of restoring Obi-Wan, so it would make sense why his character is...
Well, if he is able to successfully train her and steer her from the dark side, that would be helping him on his path and helping her on his path simultaneously. See, 2 characters can have an arc at the same time. It's called writing. It's a thing.
Is the way he is in A New Hope versus the way he left him in Revenge of the Sith. Doesn't make any sense, does it? But women, guys, we need strong, independent women.
What's wrong with strong, independent women? If you have issues with how some of them are written, criticize those ones. But on the face of it, there is nothing wrong with a strong, independent woman. At all.
Strong, independent women. Right? Even though we had that with Princess Leia and Padme, but that's not...
Oh yeah, we had it with Princess Leia and Padme, so we're done. We don't need any more strong, independent women. We got 2, guys. We're good. Using your own logic, this is right in line with what Star Wars does. We had Padme, we had Leia, so we need one for this series. Star Wars does this all the time. All the time.
Good enough. That doesn't check the woke boxes. All right. And they, again, these are characters that were created by George Lucas. Disney hates that. Anytime they have a character that was written by George Lucas or created by George Lucas, they have to overshadow that with...
Excuse me? Disney spent, what, $4 billion for this fucking franchise? They spent $4 billion on characters they hate? Is that your argument? No. They spent it on the franchise, but they also know that they can't constantly be doing stories with these same characters over and over again because they're going to get dry and stale and people are going to get annoyed with recastings. So they create new characters within this old franchise that can interact with the old characters. So so you're going to get new characters and old characters, which is just going to come when you make new installments. If George Lucas started making new installments, he would make new characters as well. This is just logic.
With their own character. They have to make their character better in every way, shape, and
What tells you that this character is going to be better? What, just because it's a woman of color? That doesn't mean shit.
Form and kind of shit on the characters that came before it. It's like we see what
Based
you're doing.
on what?
Again, I've been covering this for years now, and it's absolute bullshit. But that we're not even through these. This is the second screenshot, guys. Let's continue. The young Luke doesn't understand what's happened, and while Owen had previously dismissed Obi-Wan, he now has a better understanding of why the youngster must be protected. You don't fucking say. You think that Owen? That little clip that they showed in the trailer where he's just like, Obi-Wan's like, he needs training, and Owen's like you trained his fucking father? Yeah, no shit.
Yes, and it strikes me that if this is true, that plays into this, because Obi-Wan's gonna be super insecure about how Anakin turned out, and now he has to watch Luke, and Owen's not gonna like that because how Anakin turned out. And Obi-Wan's not going to want to help train this young Sith because of how Anakin turned out. But he's probably going to fucking have to. And it's going to be character development for him. Do you not want character development for him? Because you seem to be arguing like hell against it. What do you want? A series where he just hides in fucking Tatooine and watches Luke from afar for 6 fucking episodes and nothing fucking happens? Is that what you want? Jesus.
He knows what's up. In that fucking line, he admits he knows shit got bad because of what happened to all the fucking Jedi. Owen, the dude that grew up on Tatooine, his freaking stepmom got freaking raped and killed by the freaking Tusken Raiders. He fucking knows. His dad lost his fucking legs. He knows better than anyone. He's had to live in like absolute hell his entire life. He knows how to survive until, the thing that happened when, the stormtrooper showed up and all of that fun stuff. But, yeah, you think that now, because a Sith Inquisitor showed up at his house, now he finally understands? Give me a fucking break. Like, that's one thing that drives me.
It's not that he doesn't think Luke isn't in danger. It's that he's concerned with Obi-Wan. He's concerned Obi-Wan may not be emotionally in the best spot for this. Which is a valid concern. Now, we know Obi-Wan is a good person and he will be successful in this. But Owen not being able to watch the original trilogy like we are would not know this and just knows Obi-Wan primarily as the guy who left Luke with them and had a Padawan that went crazy and killed all the Jedi. That's who Owen thinks of when he thinks of Obi-Wan.
Crazy about modern Hollywood is they think that they're so much smarter than everyone that came before them, and it's like, really you think that you're smarter than all the other people that came before you?
Where are you getting this from? Where? Like, you seem to be very committed to the fact that they are trying to destroy the original trilogy somehow, despite the fact that none of this, even if this is true, which I take with a grain of salt, none of this destroys the original trilogy at all. This is just a story we haven't seen that takes place before the original trilogy. Like what? You literally just want Obi-Wan hanging out in the desert watching Luke through his binoculars for 6 episodes and nothing else.
It just blows my mind. With that, Owen finally gives his nephew the T-16 Skyhopper toy that Obi-Wan bought for him in the premiere, and a gift he initially refused to give the boy. It's a touching moment that brings the story full circle, but there's still more to come involving Reva and Darth Vader. We'll bring you the intel on that soon. So that is actually what Drunk 3PO was talking about.
Reva and Darth... Well, she was a Sith. I'm assuming she's a Sith using this. So does she get in contact with Darth Vader? Ooh, that could be interesting. What if Darth Vader reaches out to her? Like, Obi-Wan doesn't want to reach out to her because he's concerned about what happened with Anakin, but Darth Vader fucking reaches out to her. And now Obi-Wan's realizing, oh fuck, I have to do something, because otherwise Darth Vader will reach out to her, and she will definitely go on the wrong path. And, ooh, I like that. That sounds cool to me.
In his video. Having been inspired by Obi-Wan's message to the Jedi who survived Order 66, a young Jedi named Nari finally locates the Jedi Master on Tatooine. However, since the Inquisitors are in pursuit of Nari, his arrival on Tatooine only draws attention to Kenobi and endangers Luke Skywalker. This report also claims that Rupert Friend's Grand Inquisitor, the fifth brother, and Reva, the third sister, arrive on Tatooine, where Reva senses Obi-Wan. The Grand Inquisitor dismisses her claim account that he cannot, leading her to take out her frustration on the citizens of Tatooine who failed to provide with information. So yeah, again, strong independent women. Dude fucks it up.
Whatever. I mean, we're dealing with a villain here. Whatever. Like what? Do you want in the story it to be a thing where all the women mess up and all the men are constantly fixing them? What?
I think this is a dude. Let's go on IMDb. Who the fuck is Nari? Have they announced it yet? I don't see anyone on here. Yeah, I don't see anyone on here whose name is Nari. It's probably...
Now, she is correct. I do not see anybody named Nari here. Yeah, there's no one named Nari. There's this Maya Erskine, which I don't know who she plays. Benny Safdie. There's a couple actors here who are supposed to be in all 6 episodes who do not have character names. So maybe one of them is Nari, or maybe this is a piece of evidence that this plot leak is bullshit. Who knows? I will say, if this is the plot leak, I actually think it sounds alright. This sounds kind of cool. I kind of wish I didn't see it before the series.
Probably, maybe it's him. Maybe it's her. Maybe it's him. Maybe it's him. I don't know. We don't know who the fuck Nari is yet, so that's up in the air. I think it said it was a dude, right? A young Jedi named Nari? No? Okay. Gender neutral. Nobody fucking knows. The Grand Inquisitor dismisses her claim, blah, blah, blah. She was right.
Oh, I do actually see. However, since the Inquisitors are in pursuit of Nari, his arrival on... so it's probably...
No man listened to her, right? But she was right. Look at that.
Is it impossible for a man to be wrong and a woman to be right? Is that impossible? Because you're treating it like it's some outrageous thing. It is 100% possible for that to be accurate.
Lastly, due to the threat of the Inquisitors, Owen Lars believes Kenobi will only lead them to Luke and tries to get his nephew back to the farm to keep him safe. Obi-Wan's new Jedi apprentice. Due to the casting of the Inquisitors, many Star Wars fans assumed the Jedi Hunters would naturally be hunting Obi-Wan, but if Nari actually leads them to discover Kenobi, this could be why Darth Vader gets involved. Also, Uncle Owen's fears about the danger Kenobi and the Jedi pose to his nephew are likely the cause of Owen's comments and poor opinion of Kenobi in A New Hope. Well, I mean, I think his fucking stepbrother turning into a mass murderer and, killing everyone, I think that probably had something to do with it, too. All right, Kenobi, this was something else that somebody screenshotted for me, so thank you for that. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, go do so. It's that Star Wars Girl 77 with the blue check mark, because I finally got my blue check mark, which is awesome. And you guys, if you post stuff like this, I do see it, even if I don't respond to everything, so I really appreciate when people post stuff like this. That help me out and help everyone else out that's in the thread as well see more of this stuff. Kenobi walks up behind Reva and I think he says her name, breaking her trance. Reva apparently struggles to do what Anakin Skywalker did in that Jedi Temple 10 years before. She basically was one of the children in the Jedi Temple Anakin killed that day. The Inquisitors put Anakin on a pedestal, but because she finds herself in the exact same position, she cannot bring herself to murder Luke Skywalker. She is ambitious, but she is not a child killer. Kenobi lets Reva walk away. She does not attack him. Strong, independent women! Strong, independent women! Strong, independent women! This is...
God, that's obnoxious.
a bait and switch. Ugh, this is gonna suck. But like I...
Is it also possible that maybe this is just a major character in an Obi-Wan Kenobi series? There's allowed to be other major characters in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Doesn't mean he's not going to be the main character. I'd be shocked if he's not the main character. But other characters are allowed to exist.
Like I said, guys, in Drunk 3PO's video, he actually talks about what happens at the end of the show. And again, this video is linked down below. Go watch it. Drunk 3PO is awesome, most handsome man on the internet. And if you do watch it, leave him a comment saying that Star Wars Girl says he needs to show his feet more in his live streams. It's a little joke, inside joke between me and him. But so
I'm scared.
He says in this video, one of the leaks is that Reva goes back and tells Darth Vader that she killed Obi-Wan. And Vader's like, bitch, you fucking lying. You didn't kill Obi-Wan Kenobi because I couldn't even kill Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then he kills her. And that's the end. So, yeah. Who had This Is Gonna Suck for 400 because you might just be winning? Yeah. The trailer, we all saw what it was for face value. It's a bait and switch. It's not going to be about Obi-Wan.
I like how she's saying this sucks. So when this actually sounds kind of cool to me. This isn't bad at all.
It's going to be about this chick, which nobody wanted and no.
Oh my god, there are allowed to be other characters with arcs in Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
Nobody asked for. Everyone lost their absolute mind.
Nobody asked for Obi-Wan Kenobi either. That is until A New Hope came out. Do you think anybody was asking for Obi-Wan Kenobi in 1976? Nobody. Nobody gave a shit. And then he was introduced, and now people like him. Now they're introducing a new character. Yes, nobody's fucking asking for a new character. But we have to see how this plays out.
When we found out that Obi-Wan Kenobi was coming back, Ewan McGregor was coming back, Hayden Christensen's coming back, people were up in the air, they're upset. It's like, well, we want to be excited for it, but we know what Disney does. We know how they say, fuck you, and they do this shit to us.
Oh, it drives me nuts. Listen. We'll get to it at the end.
We're used to it by now. People learn, after being burned, you learn, oh, hey, maybe I shouldn't touch the stove when it's on because it's going to fucking burn me. That's what it's like with Disney. They're like, oh, come touch the stove. And it's like, no, fuck you, bitch. We're not doing that. We're not getting burned by you again. I'm not getting my hopes up again as we watch you bastardize this. They want our money. They want everyone's, all the fans that came before that, were George Lucas fans because George Lucas created all these characters, and they want to, bastardize and do all that shit show that they've been doing for years now. So it's no surprise. It sucks that this is happening because me and most of all, I do not want this shit to suck. I do not want them to be doing this stupid shit, but they are because they're stupid. I don't know why. I don't know why somebody there.
You see, I don't know why you're prejudging this series before you've actually seen it. Because, as with all art, it's all in the execution. You could look at a Star Wars story or any story and be like, wow, that story sounds awesome. And then watch the actual movie and be like, well, that movie was pretty fucking cool. Because it's about the fucking execution. The execution is the key piece to the whole thing.
There was like, hey, let's piss off the fan base. Hey, let's not give people what they want. Let's not make millions upon millions, if not billions of dollars.
They're making millions upon billions of dollars. What are you talking about?
They're so fucking stupid.
Dude, they're making that bank just fine. Why?
I don't know. I don't, I don't know. It's dumb. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section below. If you guys liked this video, please smash the like button. If you didn't, that's okay too. Thank you so much for watching this far through.
So yeah, these people are getting so caught up in Star Wars just sucking. They're dedicated to the idea that Star Wars sucks now, and it's almost like, well, if you don't like it anymore, don't fucking watch it. I wasn't a huge fan of the sequel trilogy, mainly because I feel like the Rise of Skywalker, which needed to do a decent job with the final piece in the trilogy, really fucked it up, and that whole story just kind of goes to a void now. Force Awakens is very derivative of the first one, which is kind of annoying. It's well done, but it's very derivative of the first one. Last Jedi I actually think is pretty good, and it does something different, and everybody got outraged after it, so they decided to do Rise of Skywalker, and Rise of Skywalker tried to make everybody happy, tried to make all the Last Jedi haters happy, tried to make all the Last Jedi fans happy, and it fucked it up. You can't do both. You had to choose one. And honestly, rather than choosing one, just focus on making a good movie. Don't focus on making the fans happy. Focus on making something good. In my opinion, the best thing to come out of the Star Wars Disney purchase has been The Mandalorian. which has been fairly fucking awesome. Boba Fett was okay. I think lots of people shit on Boba Fett. Boba Fett's issue was that it did feel like a half a season of Mandalorian. And it was lots of build up to the last episode. Albeit a great last episode. But it was lots of build up. All that series was like build up to that episode. It was like, okay. But these people just seem so dedicated. I'm gonna hate on Star Wars now. Then are you a Star Wars fan anymore? Are you maybe just an original trilogy prequel fan? Listen, you don't have to love old Star Wars at all. But you seem like you're pre-baked into hate everything that comes out. If you're pre-baked into hate everything that comes out, then what's the fucking point? Why are you watching it? Let it go. I personally think if that's the plotline they're going with, there's a lot of potential there. It's all in the execution, as I said. They could fuck it up. But there's a lot of potential there. A lot of dramatic potential there. And it could be quite awesome.
They think order and chaos are somehow opposites and try to control what won't be.
I used to fuck guys like you in prison.